Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Thirsty Thursday podcast.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, this is number 65, Derek.
Yes, sir.
Man, we're
retirement age.
we went through 50, and then I feel like, man, we're not even close to 100. We're gonna have to do something big for that one.
I agree. We would.
That's a ways away, though. But thank you guys for tuning in. It's a beautiful Thirsty Thursday out there in Wichita land. There's a lot going on. The weather's cooling off.
Finally fall.
Yeah.
For good.
I am going to say, though, Derek, check your furnace out. If you have any issues or questions, or you just want the peace of mind, give Alpha Heating and Air a call at 316-765-4492. They have a $75 tune-up special for your heating and air unit. Now's the time you would want to do that.
Yes, because you do not want to be in the cold.
Nope. I haven't got the chance to check out my the heat coming out of that unit I got during the summer, but I'll be checking it out shortly. I'm sure it'll be just fine.
How can you get a hold of them?
You can email them at alphahc16@gmail.com, or you can give them a call at 316-765-4492.
All right. So that beautiful little punch in the eardrums you guys heard to kick the show off, that's a band called John Woodson's Leg.
Dude.
That shit will get your fucking day going.
They did not hesitate to just start fucking rocking, did they?
No, that's what, like, I clicked on it, and it just fucking started blasting in my fucking ears. I was like, yeah, we're playing that one.
Woo! So a little backstory on John Woodson's Leg, Derek. They're a 5-piece, and I think sometimes they probably perform, 3 or 4 or whatever they want to do at that time. But there's a bass player, drummer, guitar, another guitar, and vocals. So that's Blake, Dustin, HT, James, and Ricky. They started in Pratt in 2009, and they put out their first release entitled Exit Inside in 2013. There was some articles written about them back then, and it peaked at 999, so 999 on the Billboard charts. It's fucking crazy, man. I mean, there's so much going on, but it just meshes together.
You got to catch them at the Battle of the Bands.
I did, and what was funny is I didn't realize John Woodson's Leg and Fist had some very similar band members in them. So, I mean, there was 5 bands at this Battle of the Bands, and I was just hanging out, me and Tim and Haley and Shelly. And, we watched a couple bands. I think Flashpoint was playing when we got there. And then we watched Ghost Town Strays, who ended up winning the deal. And then we watched, I want to say it was Fist. Yeah, Fist played first, and they fucking kicked ass, We were like, damn. They kind of blew us away. And then shortly after was John Woodson's Leg, and I think there was just a couple different members in that band, as opposed to Fist, and it was just continued the fucking just heavy rocking, dude. And I was blown away. They're great musicians. Definitely go follow them on social media. They're always posting videos of rehearsals and just jamming new tunes to see if you guys like it. And
I was disappointed I had to miss that because sounded like a fucking good time, but I can't remember what I had going on. I believe I had my kid or something. And
yeah. And then they released another album, Even Further is the title of it, in 2017, and it's said to have already ruined countless lives. So I guess the addition of James Barlow was a wise decision. I guess he wasn't on the first album, and I mean, go see him. I mean, it's kind of a one-of-a-kind performance, I mean, it's, if you like heavy metal, go see him.
Yeah.
If you just like rock music, go see him. Like, they just put on a really good show, They don't just stand there and play. They're all over the place, and it makes you just wonder whose grandpa that is, you know what I mean? Or something. Not that they're that old, but you know what I mean? They could have grandchildren potentially. Young ones.
So, speaking of metal, we decided that our end date for Sober October is going to be the 30th.
Oh, yeah. Thank God.
So we can go catch Norton's, In the Trenches at Norton's and Trench Bros.
Are they playing with anybody else that day, or is it just them?
Oh, yeah. Let me check, or let me see. There's a fucking lineup of bands. There's a lot. But we, there's no way I'm missing that one. They've been taunting us.
Oh, yeah. We might get them on for a little interview or something and throw it on.
We'll see. We'll see. If nothing else, we're going to drink with them.
Right. At least get some pictures. And hey, I was excited this morning when I told them we were going to be there because I was like, we're going to be there and we're not going to be sober. All right. And I'm looking forward to tasting some of those new Norton's beers that are coming out. They've been looking pretty good lately.
Oh, yeah.
As they always do. Not that they don't ever always look good, but banged my knee on the table. Ow, Derek.
God, come on, Metzen. Where the hell, dude?
Scraped my knee. But man, this sober deal is it's kind of getting easier. I mean, I don't know what you think.
Hold on. So All Hallows Eve is on the 30th. And Lightner starts at 6 p.m. The Trenches at 6:45. Concubine at 7:30. Bummer from Kansas City is at 8:15. And Closet Witch from Iowa is at 9. Pinkish Black at 10. They're from Texas. So,
damn, that's a whole big ass lineup. Is there a cover?
Metal. I think it's free.
Wow.
Yep. All ages, free show, costume contest. Award goes to the most evil costume. So,
fuck, man.
I'm bringing my kid there.
Derek, you should dress up as Jesse Sin.
Right.
I mean, you're big enough.
That dude's
well, kind of. Well, I mean, like, it's
like 9 foot tall, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. Looking forward to catching up with them guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast, and it just gives us an excuse to end Sober October Day early because one, we haven't got a catch in the trenches yet, which I've wanted to for so long, but we've just always been so busy with so many other freaking moving parts that we have going on.
Yeah, and go check them out. Go check their Facebook out because they have another show. I can't remember what day it is.
I feel like they got a couple around the next
Rock
couple
Island
weeks here.
Live.
Yeah,
Rock Island Live. It's like right before that.
It's good to see those guys getting out and about a little more. Maybe it's just the Halloween spirit in them that just brings out the darkness.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what. Yeah,
dude, I'm pumped for that. Get Sober October over already.
So what are you gonna do? Like that's like a Wednesday, Derek. Are you gonna get smashed or what are you gonna do?
I am going to drink a lot. I know that, but
so that probably means you're probably not driving home then.
No. No. I'm making Tim drive.
Right?
You don't know that yet. Hey, I had to drive to the interview last time, so.
True. Hey.
And leaving Red Cat sober enough to drive is a tough task.
It is.
But yeah, dude, last Saturday we played a show, Rose Hill Fall Festival. Maybe the worst. Like, I didn't even know I could want something as bad as I wanted it.
Yeah, that was like, yes, you're an addict.
So the story is there was an events truck. I can't remember the name of it.
Exclusive events.
Yeah, exclusive events.
Trust me, I was staring at the fucking truck the whole time like fear.
I was looking away from it as hard as I could.
I couldn't. It was like a bug zapper for me.
But they had these big fuck clobbering beers, these big ass mugs.
How big were those? It had to have been like 32 ounce or so.
Oh, yeah.
They were fucking huge, dude.
Andrea comes up and goes, "Hey, all the bands get a free mug and free refills all night." Come on, dude. Like, how much harder can you test somebody?
Yeah.
And then all night, your old lady was the worst one trying to get me to drink.
Well, that's because she's got money riding on it.
We got a $20 bet on this. I told her it was a dumb bet.
I don't know. That was a pretty good bet in the, ahead of time. I was for sure you would crack at some point,
Ooh, Saturday was my fucking point.
I almost did too.
Like, we got to play a brewery this Saturday, and I don't think it's going to be.
Yeah, I feel way better.
As bad.
Yeah.
Because we were just in this little enclosed area, and everybody was drinking beer. Mugs, they looked so good. Weather was perfect for it. And then, no, couldn't drink. My willpower, I told you guys, tested. Like,
oh, yeah, I about fucking drank too, man. We were talking, we almost talked each other into it.
We did, however, make a clause if we do this next year, we can drink during shows.
Not to excess, though, but you can drink. I think that should be the rule. But
yeah, something. We'll figure that out next year. But, yeah, it was awfully tempting. But it was a fun show regardless.
Oh, it was.
We had good old Aaron Underwood sitting in with us on bass, and we had a few sound issues, but
I think a speaker went out even too, but I don't know.
Yeah, that monitor right in front of me and Aaron was cackling, and
it'd go in and out, and
yeah, some feedback issues and all that good shit. That
it was tough. It was tough to work through it, but we just kept going.
That was still one of my favorite shows. Like,
it was.
I mean, I was just having a good time regardless.
Yeah, I think that was the first time we'd had a 6-piece together. You know what I mean? Because I didn't play it the one at the
you're right.
the river.
You are right.
That was my first show back from having a kid.
That was just a 4-piece anyway, because we didn't even have a bass.
Oh wow, yeah.
So
we'd never all played, and we still haven't played with the actual 6 yet.
Right.
We practiced.
And yeah, Aaron did a good job.
He did.
Despite not knowing any songs. We were just telling
he knew 2 of them because we recorded them.
Oh, that's true.
But he probably didn't remember them.
No, he didn't, because I think those were his worst 2. But we had a good time, and I think we have a Lively Up Brother Jukebox collaboration show coming up.
I think so.
Like, we're gonna get together on that, perhaps.
That'd be cool. I like the genre clash,
I do too. Brian was he liked us enough to ask us to play.
Well, my love for reggae and ska music, man. Like, if you ever catch me just hanging out somewhere, I probably, if I'm playing guitar, I'm probably gonna bust a song like that out.
Yeah, man. I'm super excited to even think about playing a show with Lively Up. They're one of the most fun bands, dude, you can watch.
They are.
Like, they get a conga line going and shit. So it's great.
It was.
So if you guys are listening, go look up their Facebook and see where they're playing next, because I'm not sure what shows they have coming up, but you need to go check them out.
Yeah, and if we play a show with them, you need to be there, because it's gonna be fucking epic.
Oh, that'll be wild.
Man, I like the direction our band's going, man. It's like becoming more full, and
it's turning into something completely different than when we started. I mean, it's still got the roots of what we started doing, even, with acoustic and bluegrass. Like, well, probably not so much bluegrass, but it's still got that country feel to it.
It's like country. I like country grass, but like Glenn said, Heartland rock. Yeah, it does have that rock feel because of all those electric guitars and stuff.
I still like that term for the fact that, like the way the Red Dirt movement was, like they were just they all kind of had the same sound, the same feeling, because they were all in the same geographical location, in Oklahoma, kind of Texas.
Yeah, it kind of rubs off on other artists, you go hear
they all came up playing together, and just got this sound kind of came out of it, and I think that's that's happening with us. Is like we hear Mountain Deer and Tequila Ridge. Them are like the 2 big ones, that really come to mind.
Yeah, they're huge influences in our band.
And then I hear like Huffy and the Night Train. Those guys.
Yep.
Like they have that hard rock and kind of bluegrass type of feel to it, So I'm excited to see where it's going because, yeah, we got a fucking really good lead player now, Jeremy Moody. So,
And just, I think we're all getting to a point where we can really get comfortable in our roles and know that since now we're not 3 or 4 people anymore, we don't have to exert so much effort and sound individually, so you can kind of fill in the spots that you can really shine on, and it just sounds really good together.
That's the one thing. That's the only I'll say the pitfall that we have to hurdle, and that's just me and Jeremy, because I got to know when he's playing a solo, because I've been so used to being the loud filler, and now I don't have to do that, and he's got some fucking shit hot guitar licks over there, and I don't have to. I can just back up and let him play. I just got to know when to do it. So
right.
This weekend is going to be, we're playing Hayesville Fall Fest at Riggs Park Saturday afternoon. That'll be there's no excuses on that one because we'll have time to practice. We know what we need, and Pro Audio's doing the sound. So
yeah,
I'm fucking good sound.
Yeah, yep. Hey, and it's our actual full band. All the actual members with the best sound around. Period.
And see, I think that that one's going to be perfect because I think that we did a fucking really good job on that set that we had. It's a perfect time slot, like an hour, just playing an hour. And I think we're tight on an hour's worth of stuff for sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And later on that night, we're playing a 3-hour show, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, because we're going to run sound on that one ourselves, but I think we're all, like me and Brian specifically, we've spent a great deal of time learning our sound system.
Yeah,
and what needs to happen. And
I stay completely away from that like the fucking plague, dude. I will screw that up quicker than anything, dude.
But I think we got that figured out, and really, I think we sounded good last time we played at Aeroplanes. It's just we had issues with the monitors. But
that place has a fucking cool. They have cool acoustics in there.
Yeah, it sounds like really good.
Like we played in the very back. Have you ever played in the back?
I did not, because that was during the baby shower.
Yeah,
I didn't get to play back there.
I thought we played there twice.
Well, I didn't play at either of those because I was doing. I don't know. I was busy doing something. I don't remember what, but I remember the second time I was at that baby shower. But
yeah. Anyway, the first two we played there was in the back there with all the.
How'd that sound?
It was good. The acoustics were good.
There's all that metal back there, so I always kind of wondered.
But it's still kind of dampened a little bit. It's loud.
Yeah.
Like we're really fucking loud. But behind you have all the like grain bags and
just
you have all that shit. So I'm guessing that kind of takes some of that sound in, but that's cool. And there it's just like back there, there's a few tables down in front. About 5 or 6 off to the side. There's some couches in the back. Like it's kind of a small area. That's a super cool place to play. I fucking really like it. And then the last time we played was out front in the bar, next to the bar, and there's some really cool acoustics over there too. So
yeah, I like that. We're gonna last time we played there, we had 5, so we're gonna be squeezing another person up there this time. But
squeezing people on a stage is not our strong suit.
Yeah, like we can't go play at like Argonia
or possibly have like 2 of the biggest musicians.
3. We got Dan, dude. He's tall.
That's what I'm saying. Like, fucking, you're trying to squeeze me and Dan into on a stage, and then Jeremy's pretty skinny dude, I guess.
It's probably a good thing we didn't take a picture with Dan on that dock this past weekend, because we definitely would have sunk that motherfucker. Oh, dude.
We were like, one of our kids probably would have sank that thing.
Right.
I don't know why Malachi wanted it in that fucking corner, but good God.
I think it was the sun, or else we wouldn't.
If you go look at our band page, Brother Jukebox, there's a picture of us standing on a dock. and look real closely at the corner of that dock, and
There's
I'm pretty
fucking
sure
touching water, dude.
there's water coming up over it because for some reason Gus wanted us to take a picture in the corner of it. And you could see the uneasiness, the uneasy feeling in my eyes. Like
It's like, hey, let's pile as many people into the corner of this dock that's already kind of flimsy as we can.
it's only like 3 fucking inches above the water to begin with. Yeah, very, very shoddy dock that we were standing on.
I didn't trust it for a second, dude.
This thing's meant for like a dad and his kid to be fishing off of, not 6 grown men taking a fucking picture. Like, did not work. That worked, but we were cutting it close.
But yeah, I, like you were talking about, I love aeroplanes, man. It's great staff. Their staff is really hospitable to us, and anytime I get to play there, I really enjoy.
Well,
myself.
And another good thing is, and it's a good place for bands to play because there's always a crowd in there regardless.
Yeah, it's a built-in crowd,
Like, and you're like, the thing about that place is there are big groups of people that come in there. Like it's whatever it is about that brewery. I guess they, everybody just shows up in like groups of 5 or 6, hang out for a while and then leave. But you always have that coming in and out of there. So you know how many ears hear your music and see you play. And
yeah, I mean, they probably just, a lot of people probably just show up to drink beer, and we happen to be playing.
And it's always a really good crowd, no matter, like the people coming in and out of there, they're always cheering and loud, and it's a fun place to play for sure.
So if you got a following, it's a really, really good place because you bring your fans, one, to try all their beer, which is fantastic, might I add.
I've never had a bad beer from there.
I know, me either. And then you got the built-in fans just from people just naturally being at a brewery because it's Wichita and Wichita loves its beer. You combine that with your fans and then some music, and I mean, it's just a recipe for a good time.
Yeah, and they're, like I said, they're always good fans. They always like music in there. Every time, even when we played in there those couple times for benefits and stuff, crowd was always really good. I was a little uneasy at first because Gus started playing like David Allan Coe and shit in there, and I was like, I don't know. Like, we play that at like 3B's, like a roadside honky tonk, dude. I don't know about downtown Wichita, but everybody
surprisingly, yeah, people just enjoy music.
Oh, they were singing along and dancing and shit when he started playing You Don't Have to Call Me Darling. Like, he started fucking singing it, dude, and everybody, like, not everybody, I would say a good 3/4 started either dancing or singing or both. Like, it was cool. But
so those are our 2 shows we got coming up. Other than that, right now we have 3 recording dates scheduled for late November, early December. So we're going to have some tracks coming out, and hopefully I think that's going to be the end of our EP with some cleanup obviously involved in a few songs, but I don't think our EP will be done by Christmas just because of the timing, but I know we're going to release a Christmas song.
Yeah, one of those songs, that's probably just going to be a single, I would
assume. I don't know if we'll throw it on the album, maybe not, but yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, man. We've been talking about this shit forever, and it's just like, man, it's just come up so quick. Like, just crept up. I don't know, like, because we're gonna be, by the end of the year, I'll be pushing it. I think getting it done.
And I
even just getting it done. That's not even
right.
All the other stuff, like Glenn said, with artwork and all the other
pictures
shit that we haven't thought about.
I think I'm talking to a videographer right now about doing a music video for us for one of our songs.
Well, that Christmas song, I think we need to do a video for that, but we've talked about that.
I found just
we don't even Christmas song that we're doing, Cold Prairie Christmas, doesn't even have a fucking second verse yet.
Yeah,
and we're already booked for the studio. So,
but I like that, Derek, because it kind of forces our hand to really grind and really,
by the time we walk through that door, it'll be down pat.
Yeah, we got a little over a month before that happens, so I think we'll be good.
Yeah, I think me and Gus are working on getting that done right now. So
yeah, he keeps asking me what we should put in there, and I'm like, well, I don't know.
I think, man, I'm hearing some slide guitar in there and a little bit of electric or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But yeah, man, it's going to be a sad one, by the way. Sad Christmas song, because that's how we fucking do it. The old brother jukebox. Sad. Well, it's either it's opposite ends of the spectrum. There's no middle of the road like
no
drinking beer and having fun songs. It's either fucking we're blowing it the fuck out or it's fucking makes you cry.
Right. Maybe someday we'll create well, I don't know. I don't even know what the middle ground would be. A sad, uplifting song.
Well, we could start writing songs about drinking beer on the tailgate.
Yeah, no. I think we wrote one of those last Friday driving to Altamont. In about 15 seconds, we were like, cool, we got creeks and tailgates and dogs and girls in little sundresses.
When you have 2.5 hours to listen to country radio, like you don't need 2.5 hours. Like you pretty much get the gist of it and the first song that you hear. Just change the timing up a little bit, the chords.
The chords are probably pretty similar as well.
Yeah, they probably are. Yeah, it was probably just timing, and that might not even be that much different.
Yeah, we've always been
talking about kissing your prom date on the fucking tailgate of a truck.
Yeah, or buying beer with a fake ID or something. Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to go into that because you guys, if you're loyal listeners, you know our stance on today's mainstream country. And yeah.
I try not to bash it too much anymore. I used to be pretty bad about it, but it's I mean,
it's a recipe for success, but that success I don't really want because it would feel fake.
you know my stance on it.
Right.
Yeah, that was pretty funny actually. Probably nobody on here was listening to the football game we did in Labette County. And we were in the booth with the opposing coaches. And this goes out on like the local television station here in Wellington. And it pretty much sounded like one of our podcasts because the coaches were getting so pissed off. Like there was an F-bomb probably every minute and a half.
Yeah,
sometimes he clustered them together. I mean, I thought it was real creative the way he used the word "fuck." Like he used it in ways that I'd never even thought of, and that's me saying like there were points where he was using "fuck" like a comma. Like it was great. I don't know. We didn't hear anything. I don't think we got in trouble for that. I think we'd have heard about it by now, but
yeah, that was man, it had me all nervous, but I was trying to fix the microphones and turn the volume down or try to filter it out as best I could, but I was talking to one of my buddies who was listening. He was talking about it, and he's like, "Oh, I clearly hear everything he's saying." He heard their play calling and all that, even. Which that was kind of interesting, listening to an opposing team's play calls before it happens on the field.
And it was, dude. It was funny because you could hear them going, "Oh man, they've been doing this. Oh, let's run this on them," and it would just blow up on them even more. Like,
fuck,
fucking what's that motherfucker? Just yelling, bitching about his own players. Like,
that was it was pretty interesting because, we were over there doing our best to do play-by-play, and we kind of like, Tim would say something like, that was a huge stop for Wellington. And I know that just irritated the fuck out of like the coaches over there. And
yeah, it was funny too, because they were kind of going back and forth with us a little bit too. Like
we
weren't talking to each other, but like Tim
we could clearly hear each other.
There was one point in there where the coach, he was cussing, dude, like crazy, yelling, screaming, and Tim just gets on the mic and goes, the Labette County coaching staff is pretty heated up here in the booth. Like, and the fucking, I know that dude's head about fucking spun off his fucking neck, dude.
He's like, fuck.
And then after that, it was like Wellington to get a penalty and fucking cheaters. Like, I don't know, it was funny.
It was good. I think we're looking at some other options and potentially ways to broadcast those games and stuff to hopefully filter out that sort of thing in the future. But most of the time we've been in a booth kind of by ourselves or, not with the opposing team, and certainly not with people.
Not with a bunch of potty mouth Labette County coaches.
Now we're all for potty mouthing, but I mean, kind of
a place.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've ever listened to this, if you've heard it already, like there's.
I think you dropped about 10 F-bombs in the last 2 minutes, Derek. So
yeah, no, I did. I actually feel bad about that. So.
But yeah. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, on Fridays we cover Wellington football games. It's a good way for our station to support itself, with some live read ads, that type of thing.
And we're also, I think it helps Wellington out too. We get to read off some businesses and
people
get them some exposure and
it's just a void that got filled because the whole debacle with the Rockingham media and Allied media, with those 6 radio stations going down.
Plus, it's fun, dude. It's cool.
It is
sitting
fun
up there in the good seats, on the 50-yard line, watching the games.
Right. And you never know, like the Altamont, they had a really good internet connection for us. So
yeah, funny that we were in Augusta and the booth is nice. It's like professional looking press box. Yeah,
we had our own room in there, even.
Yeah, and then we get to little Altamont, Kansas. Oh, Augusta. We had shit connection and it was just bad.
Right.
Just sounded bad. Kept cutting in and out because of the internet connection. And then we get to Altamont, Kansas, town of fucking 600 people, and the best connection we've had.
Right. Yeah, we were able to plug straight into the Ethernet there. That was great.
Yeah. When the booth was all plywood, it wasn't much to speak about, but the connection was good.
Right. That was great.
That and the potty mouth coaches.
That was kind of great too. I don't know. I'm sure the fans enjoyed it. The frustration of the opposing team, getting their first win, and
yeah, I'm sure.
That's probably the only reason we're not in trouble right now.
Yeah, there was nothing we could do about it. It was like either just not broadcast or just broadcast and hope for the best. There wasn't no shutting that coach down.
No, it's fun to go travel and support our hometown team and fill that void. Like I said, there was a local radio station in Wellington that did it for decades, and all of a sudden, poof, they get a bad business deal and they're locked out of their station, and then all those people at home wouldn't have the opportunity to listen to the game, or all the old folks and people that probably been watching it on their TV or listening on their little radio for decades because maybe they haven't been able to make it to the game, or especially out of town. It gives an opportunity to.
In comes the degenerates, save the day.
Hey, we haven't cussed though, so we've been doing pretty good.
I am actually shocked that not one of us has cussed on there.
I'm very shocked as well. I'm proud of us.
That's restraint. But yeah. Yep, we will be live again this Friday. So.
Yep, that's a home game, so we know our internet's going to be good.
Tune in to ict-radio.com. Listen live. We will be on there. If you guys care about Wellington football.
A lot of you probably don't, but hey, it's a football game. You can listen to a football game, and we try to make it exciting.
Speaking of football games, man, Who won the old fantasy football game this weekend?
Oh, shit. I forgot about that. You did. Again. Dude, your team sucks, and you fucking beat me. Like,
shit.
What's that say about my team?
Sucked at first. I'm getting better.
Yeah, I did really well at first.
I made some moves.
I think I'm like started out 2-0, and I think I'm 0-4 since.
Made some moves. Got some players on the bench that scored a shitload of points. That was rough, but
yeah,
you know.
I think you winning this week's all you really care about, or last week, because fucking man, I was supposed to beat your ass too when we actually made that bet. And see how that's
why they play the games.
That's
why they play the games, son.
You fucking jinxed me, dude. So I guess I gotta walk 3 miles or something. I think that's the deal.
You gotta log 3 miles.
Yeah, I've been doing good.
Any more wasabi?
No, fuck that, dude. That's awful.
I wanted something way more brutal, but you weren't going for it.
I have habaneros.
No, I'm not gonna make you do that.
Yeah, that sounds painful.
Wasabi will go away after a minute. It just burn your gut a little bit.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not even spicy though. It just fucking burns.
Yeah, it's that. Well, like that horseradish, fucking.
It just burns you like all the way down your chest.
Yeah, I was gonna say like your throat, just breathing fire.
It's like it's like spicy fucking. What's it called? Acid reflux, dude. That's what it's like.
Funny. It's funny to watch.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, man. Well, I think we've jabbered on long enough, so we'll get on with we'll let Glenn and Luke and Piper Lee take over.
Sweet.
The interview that she did out at Red Cat. But before then, what song should we play here?
Yeah. Let's play some Mountain Deer. What song are we gonna play? We're gonna play. Oh yeah, this is off their new album, Treble Hooks, that you can buy everywhere. I highly recommend it.
I actually I had listened to most of the songs, and this song I don't remember for some reason, so I decided to play it just in case everybody else out there has not heard it.
And this is not on our rotation, so this is the only time you're going to hear this.
ICT radio exclusive.
Right. So the song is called The Difference. It's on their new album, Treble Hooks. You can purchase it anywhere.
The album is super, super good. So I would really suggest going to buy it. Because, the
album art's really cool too, man. It's like a fucking lobster dude with like a microphone wrapped around his legs and shit, and a speaker tower coming out of his back.
Yeah, it's super good, man. I would recommend it. So, all right, we'll play the song for you. Enjoy.
Daddy taught you long ago how to shake a grown man's head, to shake some moves that you pull now. He don't understand. The sudden looks around to see if they're peering through the worn out screen of your soul. It's getting pretty old. The humming of our window unit was gospel in your ears. When you got home that Friday night, been gone for years. It was hard to keep your smile when Mama looked you in the eyes. The secrets that you kept inside were tearing down your pride, and that's the difference. Oh, that's the difference. Football games, 9 and through. When you left here was shining like a star. Your best friend with a solid plan got you locked up in Lexington. The speeding fast didn't get you very far. The humming of our window unit was gospel in your ears. When you got home that Friday night, you'd been gone for years. It was hard to keep your smile when Mama looked you in the eyes. The secrets that you kept inside were tearing down your pride, and that's the difference. Oh, that's the difference between living and dying. Everyone in this crazy world kicks around, deserves a second chance. So pick yourself up off the ground one more time and ask the world to dance. You gotta ask them to dance. Told you to get inside. The secrets that you kept inside were gonna be just fine. That's the difference. Oh, that's the difference between living and dying.
Welcome to the Thirsty Thursday Spotlight, featuring interviews from top Wichita acts and artists, recorded live from beautiful Red Cat Recording in Peck, Kansas. Listen up, you knuckleheads. Here's your host, Glenn Shipman.
That's another beautiful Thursday down here in Peck, Kansas. We're at the lovely Red Cat Recording with the red-headed wizard, Luke Wallace. What's up, Luke?
Hello, Glenn. What's the good word?
Oh, man, we had a good weekend. We played down at Wolfstock at Sedgwick County Park. We had a private party out at the Unring Party Barn, and I think Vince and I played a little bit Friday night, too, at the stadium. So
You had a jam-packed weekend.
yeah,
Wow.
music. What about you, brother?
I had Cynthia Roche
I
in
saw the pictures of
over
that.
the
They are
weekend.
so good.
We tracked a new song of hers called Hangry, and we had a lot of fun with that one. Had Cody Moore in yesterday.
Yeah, I saw the pictures of Cody Moore, too.
Made
Was
a
that?
live music video. I'm not used to doing live recordings.
Yeah, I saw
know.
that you were doing just live stuff, like it wasn't like on
He
a
talked
clip.
me into it.
Yeah.
He talked me into it, and it turned out pretty good.
I'll have to talk to you about it after the show. Then I might want to do something
I
like
think
that. So
I think we're looking at something that'll work very nice.
good,
Yeah.
good.
So who are these people?
We have Piper Lee
What's
and
up?
Ben, and from Piper Lee in the smoking section. How you guys?
We'll be
Hey.
here. So glad to be here.
Thanks for
Yeah, we're
having
glad
us.
you're here because I tell you, I when I came onto the Wichita music scene, Piper was already well established. And I is his immediate fan when I saw her. So, Piper, when did you start playing music?
Thank you. Well, I was kind of born into it. See, my dad sang with his brothers and sisters. There were 5 of them, and they did gospel music. They would travel around and sing in different churches and doing that. And so that I grew up learning to sing harmony and singing on stage with them.
That's a skill.
Right.
Harmony is a skill.
And then my mom was a theater director, and so
you get
she
the
would.
best of both.
Oh man, so she would put me on stage even with her college productions and different things when I was tiny, and so I feel like I was groomed
Yeah. And you're born in Arc City?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, but and then I didn't really start playing guitar until I was in college. I had a full ride tennis scholarship to a college down in Texas, and man, I was cleaning up. It was fun.
Yeah.
I got to play Monica Seles once. That was really cool. Yeah, and then I dropped out to be a lounge singer, and my parents were so proud.
Dream come true.
Oh my gosh! Watch out, Dallas.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah. So you went to. So where'd you go to school in Dallas?
I went to Dallas Baptist University, and they had an entertainment business program.
Yeah.
Of all things, that's what drew me there. Well, in the tennis, but it turned out to be a whole lot of accounting and economics, and who needs all that? So,
Yeah.
I
Hire those people.
yeah. So I dropped out to do the real thing.
Man,
and
that's kind of cool. So, Ben, when did you meet Piper?
Oh, about 10 years ago in Winfield. She was already, the big thing at the Bluegrass Festival every year. And so we're there's very few musicians down there, so we all gathered close together quickly.
Right.
Well, the first time Ben and I sat in a circle together, I had an acoustic guitar, and another guy, Jim Sanders from Wichita, was playing with me, and Ben was going to sit in on bass, and I started to tell him the chord changes to the next song, and he just looked at me. He's like, "Try and lose me."
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought, this is our guy.
Yeah. So, did you have an intention of starting a band then, or were you just kind of seeing where things were going? Where were you playing at when you first started? What kind of places were you playing? Because Arc City is pretty limited.
No doubt. Well, Jim Sanders and I had been playing together for maybe 12 years or something when Ben joined us. So we, as a duo, we were at festivals and playing clubs in Wichita and different things. We had quite a run of it, and never thought of starting a band because we were just a duo. Yeah. Doing
they'd already done it. They went as far as you can go in the coffee houses, and they were ready to expand to bigger things.
So let me get this straight. You had been playing with another person for 12 years previous to the 10 years that.
Right.
So for 22 years, you've been playing music.
Yeah.
Or better.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think the math works. Do you think, Luke?
I ran out of fingers and toes.
She's like 31 years old.
No, God, add 10. I wish. Shoot. I was born a poor black child.
Well, I know you had to have been born after 1971, right?
78.
Because that's the year Janis Joplin died, and I'm pretty sure that she just reincarnated herself into. So you couldn't have been born before 19. And I jokingly say that, but I think that's the thing that I read the most on, because I follow your guys' events and I follow your guys' any kind of press that I see or whatever, and I think that's the number one thing that people say is if you like Janis Joplin, you're going to love Piper Lee. She's Janis Joplin reincarnate. Is she an idol?
Oh, I appreciate that. She's definitely an influence.
Yeah.
I didn't really realize that I could sing like that until Ben joined with bass player, and then Dave Davidson joined us on the drums, Billy Soto on the guitar, and all of a sudden we had
have some Billy Soto conversation too today.
Mercy, that guy knows all the notes, and but all of a sudden like this music was opened up to me that I could, I wasn't able to play just myself on an acoustic guitar. At least back then, I never even thought of trying it. And all of a sudden, here's all these tools opened up, and it just happened. It was like, I can kind of sing that. And it's just kind of grown from there. I never set out to be a Janis Joplin sound-alike at all.
Yeah, and I don't think you're sound-alike. Ben, and I'll ask you this question because you're inside, but you're at least outside of her looking in. Do you think it's because she sounds a little bit like Janis Joplin, or do you think it's because of her energy and what Janis Joplin did in the 60s and 70s about connecting with audiences immediately?
I think it's more the connecting with the audience because everywhere I go, everybody she meets tells me that they're her best friend.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that. I've had hundreds of people tell me that.
Well, they are.
Because she really connects. When you go to see her, it's not just hearing songs. You feel like you met her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly where I felt when I saw him the first time, and it was just like, I go out to see bands for a couple reasons. Well, three main reasons. I love music. Number two, I want to steal stuff, and number three, I want to not do stuff that doesn't work. But the thing that I was just blown away by in the first, because I saw you guys at the stadium, I think the first time, was just everybody in that audience felt like that they were standing next to you with their arms wrapped around. I mean, that's how it feels. You know,
feels the same way to us.
You know, that's and girls want to be like her and guys want her. You know, that's just, and it's just.
It seems to be pretty equal.
Yeah, you know, it's just, and it's crazy that it's one of those non-specific things that you can't really write in a book and say, okay, you need to do this to be a musician and be successful. I think it's one of those things that, you know, if a record company ever came down and saw you, you'd be, you know, the next Loretta Lynn.
Oh,
you know,
man.
it's just,
Thank you.
So
no, you know, but it is a skill that can be taught. I think some people have a natural aptitude toward performance, like politicians or something. You know? And then, but it can be taught, because I took a course in that entertainment management kind of stuff, and it was all about stage presence and connecting with an audience. So some of it had to sink in.
Yeah, well, you know, that's let's talk a little bit about that then. What are some tips and tricks? Because we have a ton of bands that listen to us.
Right on,
and we have a ton of great bands that are musically great, and they have great music, but they're on stage and they're kind of blank. You know, what are some things that you would recommend that our bands can do to get some of that connection with their fans? Because I think you're right. You know, it's
tip number one, biggest thing is, where is your focus? Where's your attention? If it's on yourself and how your clothes look and how your voice is sounding, make sure your guitar's in tune, obviously. But if your focus is on yourself, then that's when you get stage fright. Mm-hmm. You're nervous. You're shutting out everybody else, because there is nothing beyond you.
Right.
That's where your mind is, you know. But if you can switch the focus out to the people who are there, they may be there to see you. They may be just in a bar to hang out, you know, and it's your job at that point to engage them.
Right.
And the thing that people are drawn to is talking about themselves. If someone is genuinely interested in you, that person is your best friend, because they're, oh my gosh, I got to talk about me.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
I'm totally digging you right now, Glenn, because we're talking a lot about me. Luke, how you doing?
See that, John? That's about 10% of what she puts on stage, too.
I would like to interject there. There is a darker side, too, because like every 2 or 3 shows, we end up getting a new stalker that we have to chase away from her. And it's not always fun and games. It can be scary.
It can be scary.
It can be scary. They show up on your street looking at your house. You know, it gets a little scary then.
Yeah.
It has been. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the downside of it.
That's the downside.
You know, but it's, I definitely think that you've caused more good than
definitely.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Hopefully nothing ever comes of those kind of things. But I think that you're both smart, and everybody in your band is smart, and you kind of protect yourself at all times, and that's
we're aware.
You know, aware of it, and that's a good place to be. But
that's never happened to me.
Security.
No one's ever stalked me.
That's what you think. That's what you think.
I'm not afflicted with those problems.
Man, a friend of mine completely played on my vanity and had me convinced that there was a Facebook stalker group called Piper's Peepers.
oh my goodness.
I know, thank you. And that they had a T-shirt designed, and these people like knew where I was. And man, she kept it going for a minute, and I was so embarrassed when I found out. Like, I had to go on Facebook. I'm looking for it. She's like, "No, of course you can't see it. It's privacy." Like, oh my god, she got me so good. It's like, how dare you play on my vanity?
I know the next T-shirt I'm making.
Piper's Peepers.
Piper's Peepers right here.
Started the fan club myself.
Has she mentioned her Patsy Cline shows that she does? It's totally different from the band.
You know, I was going to bring that up today too. Let's go ahead and breach into that, because I've seen some of that, and that's where I think the music theater, you know, your mom's side comes into it too.
Yeah.
Because, so talk a little bit about the Patsy Cline show that you do.
Oh, good, because I get to do it again.
It's
the next
could have went.
Well, yeah, I get to do the show again. It's called Always Patsy Cline. It was a Broadway show, 27 Patsy Cline songs in this one show, and like 17 costume changes, something like that. It's 2-woman show with a band, and it's all about Patsy Cline and this lady that she met at a honky tonk and ended up going back to her house for bacon and eggs and like stayed over to do a radio interview the next day. And it was kind of her intro to Decca Records and when she getting her start. And the two ladies were lifelong good friends. And so that's where the basis of the show. But I get to do the show again in August of 2020 down in Arc City at the Burford Theater.
Okay.
It's going to be the third weekend of August.
So whose mindchild is that? Was that somebody from Arc City or?
Oh, that said, let's do it?
Yeah.
Well, it was the first time I got to do the show was with Winfield Community Theater.
Okay.
And it's the same director, but different theater.
Different theater.
So he wants to do the show again and asked me if I'd be interested. And
that's pretty neat.
That's awesome. Heck yeah.
I really enjoyed it because we're talking quality bass parts. I really enjoyed playing.
So were you in the chamber orchestra?
I got to be in the show too.
Oh,
so
nice.
and it was really exciting for me. I learned a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw some Facebook snippets, and I was kind of jealous that I didn't get to go see that because it's, oftentimes you don't get to do things outside of just going to the same bars and the same places and playing, it's just.
Well, we're a different generation. Some people might not know how many Patsy Cline songs they actually do know.
Oh, I know.
Right?
Yeah.
Once you get into her catalog of music, it's like, dang.
I watched that Ken Burns country music documentary on PBS.
Oh, I did too.
Did on
so
Patsy Cline. I was like, holy cow, I forgot. I forgot.
Yeah, well, and she had that same artistry as like Willie Nelson, where maybe it's country, but there's jazz chords in there. There's blues. There's so many.
Definitely.
He's an underrated songwriter, in my opinion. Word. He really is. But I think the outlaw country, when he got swooped into that, kind of took away from some of his actual talent. Him and Roger Miller are my two favorite songwriters.
You think he puts his name on his tour bus, or would that like for sure get pulled over?
I think they know. I think they can smell it coming.
Some buses run on vegetable oil.
We still dream of a bus. We're guilty.
Running on THC oil. That's what. Oh man.
So take me through a show, Piper. What is your day like? Show day. What do you do to get ready to play and
oh well,
I got to hear this.
Yeah.
Baby powder is key with leather pants. That's for sure.
The more you know.
No, man. We our practice space is in my house, and so I guess gig day, tear everything down for the first time, and load it up, and then
for the first time,
right? Right. And then drive to wherever, because Arc City, there's not much happening down there in the way of music venues. So we drive at least an hour to go play anywhere.
Minimum.
And
so everybody meets you at your house and you guys.
Yeah, so hitch up the trailer and everybody loads up and away we go. And
we send that out to 5 and 6 hour drives quite often. Too.
That's one of the things I wanted to bring up too, and I think that's something that you guys do pretty well. Is that we've seen a lot of saturation in Wichita from the same bands and the same venues a lot of times, and I like that you guys come into town and play a couple places, but it's nice and spread out. But you're playing all the time, so
heck yeah,
Is that part of your strategy to do things, or how do you feel that
absolutely? But I've had to learn that over time too, because this is the first band I've ever been in, and booking the stuff and learning that if you play one place too much, you can't get your own mother to come see you.
I can remember a conversation I had with Piper when she realized that we hadn't played in Wichita in like 2 months, and we came in and everybody acted like, oh my God, they were all excited we were back. And we said, well, maybe that's a good idea to go out once in a while and not actually do it all the time. So that is on purpose, but originally it wasn't. We just fell into it and discovered it.
Right.
So help some of our newer bands come out to do that too. How do you guys reach out to these places where you can name drop too, some places that you regularly hit that are outside the Wichita market? How do you get those first and then continue to get those?
She's big on the golf course circuit. You'd be amazed how many things the golf course guys love her to death, man.
I've heard that.
They party like nobody. I mean, those guys know how to drink. I'm telling you.
No, man. Pro tip: I say look at whatever bands are playing the kind of venues that you want to be playing,
right?
And the shortest point to any destination is just straight there, man. Ask them or get on find their schedule and see which venues and hit those places up. Get some sort of press kit together with like a picture, a recording. This can be done online, or if you have something to mail out. But make yourself look as professional as possible. When these people are looking at you cold, it makes a difference to have a professional face, and versus saying, "Hey, I'm in a band.
Yeah,
we're
here's
really
my cell
good.
phone video of it.
We're really good."
Yeah. I would like to add, don't waste any day. If you're going out to a job, that means you're traveling quite a distance. There's got to be some place you can stop and talk to.
Yeah.
And to perpetuate more business.
We drop a lot of
Don't
business
waste
cards.
that time. You're going out anyway. Go ahead and use it and
Right.
make some contacts.
Mm-hmm. Or even take your instruments like acoustic and hit up a coffee shop while you're in a town.
We've had some good jams in the hotel lobbies.
So we're going to get into some band members now, and tell us a little bit. Now I've seen some change in your drummer, because when I first saw him,
he had hair.
And number two, he had an electronic kit that he just loved to death. But now he's
He does
in
both.
Oh yeah,
the
he
last
has
couple times that I've seen though, he's got an acoustic set that is really pretty tasty.
huge DW
Yeah,
set, man.
yeah.
He's so we're proud of that thing. Each venue is different.
Yeah.
And that acoustic set that he got is a festival. It's an outdoor, big stage, big sound kit that doesn't work in a lot of smaller venues.
Right.
Plug and plays.
it would make your ears bleed.
Plug and plays where you got to switch real quick. The electric ones really are
Really
easy,
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and he took a lot of slack for playing in the electric set. He still does. We do as a band, but the advantages of being able to play at any volume level,
Right.
still have quality sound,
Right.
is huge. It's a huge advantage that a lot of bands don't have.
Right. And I think that's just pride that people let get in the way. It's,
I like the sound of the acoustic set better, but standing in front of it, I'll vote electric set.
There are a lot of more effects that he uses too. With the rims are separate triggers that do a different sound. So we can have the hand clap sound we use a lot. It's very
Right.
useful.
Very useful.
You can do the wind chimes and the cowbells. All that stuff's available.
Or go to the 808 kit for some dance,
for some dance
it's
music.
fun. Yeah.
Now-
Versatility.
When I first met Billy Soto, we were kind of going through some guitar changes in our band too, and he played with us for several months. And I got to know Billy quite a bit, and just how skilled and talented he is. And,
He's awesome.
And then I heard that he was going to Piper Lena smoking section. I thought, man, that is never going to work.
Do you know when he came in, he thought.
I really did. I thought he is just too rat to be.
It did change it.
Right. That's what he.
Yeah.
He
There was a
thought
big
it
change.
He thought it was going to be like country and very subdued and that kind of thing.
I
And
said, no.
I said, absolutely, man, just play you. Do what you like. I didn't want to put any constraints on him because he's
Right.
such a good artist. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have freedom. I think that's a big secret in our band is that even when we do a cover song, we don't aspire to sound exactly like that.
I love that.
We just
I
bring
do.
what talents we do have to the table and see how it turns out. And everybody just kind of does them. And it all
Definitely.
comes
But I was-
out together.
Like I was saying, though, I was pleasantly surprised how good that he sounded with you guys, because he really, I think he did change Billy Soto.
Yeah.
I think he.
He changed me for sure.
He's the first shredder.
Yeah.
What you call a shredder, a guy
Yeah.
that really likes to do a lot of notes.
He's crazy good.
sea of
too.
notes.
Yeah.
When Dave was a metal drummer before he came in with us,
I
he
can
was
feel that from him.
he
yeah.
was with a band called Shrive, man, yeah, they were, woo, that was heavy, and like it's been fun. He added a whole new energy, and then he and Soto working together.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
Yeah, and Billy not only brings the guitar side of it, but he brings so much knowledge of, because he's playing in some big bands as well, and he worked at Guitar Center for a long time, and the actual equipment side of it he knows inside and out, the gear side inside and out, the sound reinforcement side, just
Next to Piper, when we go out, he's the next that most people want to talk to because of the Guitar Center.
Right.
He met so many people through that.
yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah.
When his fiance Karen has been running our live sound,
We love her to death. Kern. We call her Kern.
Bally and Kern. But she's amazing. She hadn't run sound ever before, and we put her on this PreSonus
Which is difficult to run.
digital
It is
board.
difficult.
Whoa! it's not just a sit down and learn as you go kind of thing. And she has done wonderfully.
She's shining
on that.
well. She's really helping us.
Mm-hmm. Quality team member is what. Yeah. Awesome.
One of the things that I also like about your guys' band, if we're just going to continue with compliments, I guess.
I like it.
I like it.
Shoot.
You talked about covers, and I think you do a select number of covers that are really tasty. But you also have your own music, and I like how you blend those two together. And take me through a songwriting process for Piper Lee. Is it something that you and Ben sit down and work out together? Do you have an idea in your head? I mean, how does the song come out of the smoking section?
There are many different ways, right?
Yeah.
I think the fun, easy ways for some of the more simple fun songs is we start a jam and practice, and it stimulates Piper, and she runs out on the porch and writes down a whole sheet's worth of words and then comes back in, and then we put all the B part and the changes and the endings and beginnings, and we get a fun song. It's really fun.
I said, keep playing that, do that again, and then they'll look at me and go, play what?
Yeah, we were just jamming. What? What part?
Don't lose it.
Do you guys record your practices?
No. Should we? We should do that?
But
stuff like that happens, and
she's a serious songwriter too. I mean, that's just the fun little jive songs we do.
Well, okay, like Too Drunk to Get Stoned.
Yeah.
We were having it was one of our birthdays, and we're celebrating and practicing, kind of if the two can coincide.
Yeah.
And I walked outside and I was thinking, oh my God, I'm too drunk to feel anything else.
Boom. All it takes is you get that one hook, and the rest of the song just falls into place. Yeah.
Right. Might want to flag that, edit it out.
I talked to Jerry Reed, and he said he did Too Hot. When you're hot, you're hot. He said that was just, he was in a toilet in a outhouse when he wrote that on some toilet paper, he said.
Yeah.
And once you got that hook, the rest of the song, and he had a #1 song.
Yeah. So what about your more serious songs? How do those come out?
Ooh.
Yeah. Experience, I guess.
You start with lyrics first and then put music to it, or you start with a hooky sound guitar riff, or...
How about you, Ben?
I know she writes a lot about her personal experiences or kids or a topic of several of our best songs. And I don't know, for me, it's always, I jam and find until I find that one unique thing that just sounds good to me, and then I build on that. And you get inspiration.
First.
Yeah, I'm a music first guy instead of a words first guy.
See, and I feel
Piper's a word first.
Yeah, I feel like my best ones come out together. Words and music just kind of appear like a gift.
In your head or something.
It's like a gift. I don't know. It just lands in front of me, and there it is. It's kind of like raising children. Like, the more you get to know them, the less I think I had to do with it.
Yeah.
They're just pre-assembled.
Yeah.
I don't know. And for a good song, sometimes it feels that way.
Yeah,
it's just like, whoa, I don't know where it came from, but thank you. Wherever that.
Well, I think we're going to hear a song right now. Luke, do you want to hear a song?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. Let's Ben and I'll step out while Piper plays us a song.
All right.
What are you going to play for us, Piper?
I don't know.
Well, that'll work then.
Find out.
I think it's Thirsty Thursday. I'll get another one of them.
Yeah.
Here's one. I wrote this one for my dad. Met a man who came from Arizona, at a coffee shop the other day downtown. He said he needed a change of scene. He's heading somewhere that's green. He's gonna try to turn his life around somehow. The desert air was too dry for his senses. The love he followed out that had grown cold. He was a young man when he went there, but hard living made him old. And he found out quick those streets weren't paved to go. He told me, bloom where you planted, have a seed to sow. Try to be a good friend, don't just rely on those you know. And when you find yourself in trouble, the good Lord will see you through. Bloom where you planted, let the good life come to you. Those lessons one that I learned from my daddy. When I was young, we'd move from town to town.
settle down. Say that's what it takes to feed a family. Life ain't always easy, but it's good. No matter where you are, you're underneath the same old stars. And I wouldn't change a thing, kid, if I could. You tell me, bloom where you planted, have a seed to sow. Try to be a good friend, don't just rely on those who know. And when you find yourself in trouble, the good Lord will see you through. Bloom where you planted, let the good life come to you. You might not have planned this life, but your thoughts will get you far. This one thing I learned, you gotta bloom where you are. Bloom where you planted, have a seed to sow. Try to be a good friend, don't just rely on those you know. And when you find yourself in trouble, the good Lord will see you through. Bloom where you planted, let the good life come to you. Bloom where you planted, let the good life come to you.
So tell us the name of that song, Piper. That was awesome.
Thank you. I wrote it for my dad. It's called Bloom Where You're Planted. He was full of good advice like that. He'd say you can have a very big life in a small town. You can have a very small life in a big city. It's all about your choices, so you might as well bloom where you're planted.
Oh.
And yeah, cool.
Well, you kind of live that, don't you?
I think so. Definitely. He said you two ways to have the tallest tree in the neighborhood: you either grow your own or cut down your neighbors. And you know, but you say a lot of bands listen to this, man. That's
there is a lot of cutting down your neighbor.
Pro tip.
Yeah.
Pro tip, man. You get a lot further by supporting each other.
That's right.
And being a fan of other creativity and art. And I mean, we're all just sharing our art and doing what we can do to the best of our abilities.
Exactly. Seeing and how it's growing, and how one of the things that we really like about it is that there is a lot of support between musicians. And
I agree.
I'm of the belief that somebody like you is gonna be the next, the next big thing that comes out of Kansas, and that's all it's going to take for the rest of us.
Yeah, I hope we all make it.
Yeah, I think once it sprouts, it's going to be,
I've actually been introducing her at shows as Wichita's rising star, because I really feel that she's the one that's really starting to separate herself from the crowd.
That, and if you say a thing enough, people just start to believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that'll work. The rising star.
Yeah, right.
But you guys are not so limited to Kansas or Wichita or Kansas, by the way. But you're playing all the way from the Texas border all the way up into Nebraska and
Garden City's been very good to us.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us about some places that you played, Ben, that you like, and what's.
Yeah.
Well, Garden City is great because we play in a zoo, and it comes with a couple of Marriott rooms, which don't hurt either.
Yeah.
And they always throw a big party afterwards. It's the Tumbleweed Festival.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
That is one. If you ever get a chance to book that one, do that one.
Well, throw us a good word, would you, Piper?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Well, and here's the thing: is like it's grown from. I've played that festival maybe 7-8 times, and that's from 2007 maybe was the first one. I mean, going and it just me and an acoustic guitar up to having a full band, and I've seen that festival change over time from being a small time.
They still got the guy walking around like a dinosaur, though.
Yeah, same guy.
Same guy.
So you guys get to play all over.
He is the dinosaur.
What are some differences you think is Wichita versus, let's say, a Tulsa, for example, or a Nebraska? And I know the further north, the farther it changes. What are some differences between the Wichita music scene and some of those other scenes?
Nebraska seems to want the more raunchy rock, I call it. The really there's a lot more bikers up there for starters,
I see.
and they like to party, and they don't want to hear anything that's too nicey nice. and we like, really, when we're ourselves, we have a good mix of stuff that sounds beautiful and stuff that sounds rocky. Because we feel we're more versatile than just a one-trick pony kind of thing.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I know that you get not limited, but a certain limited exposure to those scenes, because when you go in, you're there for the weekend maybe. maybe just one day and you're back out.
Right.
And, you know, you get to see a lot more that's happening here in Wichita. What do you think the saturation levels are like in those other areas versus what we have saturated here in Wichita? Or does it matter?
Well, I know you get a lot more love as a traveling band.
Yeah.
You know, when you're the kid from out of town, I don't know. Nobody likes the local kid, even, you know.
Huh. I disagree with that because I saw you guys at the stadium and you got a lot of love, but you came back to town. You know,
yeah,
so
yeah. No, I'm not saying it's not there, but there. I don't know. There's a mystique to having somebody come from out of town that maybe you haven't heard from, or you've heard their name but not seen them, or I don't know, whatever. Yeah. It's just like
they're not playing the same songs that everybody else is supposed to play, you know? Right? And so that makes them interesting.
Well, it's like shopping at the local Walmart. Everybody's got that shirt.
Yeah.
You know, you get saturation in one area, you get a lot of people playing the same music, or they start to sound like the classic rock station.
It's want to try the new restaurant, same kind of deal. You want, you want some little spice in life.
So the places you played, what's your guys' favorite that you like playing the most?
Oh, I got mine. What's yours?
Oh, well, right now the place that really parties with us the most is, I got to say, the new stadium's been very good to us for such a small venue.
Jeannie does.
They've got a really big heart there.
Yeah.
The guy that does sound does incredible work with the homeless people. Mm-hmm. I can't say enough about Gus on that.
Yeah,
absolutely. I was going to say the same thing. That's awesome. For local, the new stadium by far. And then
we get up for it. And we actually get excited about playing there before we get there.
Yeah, another one here in town, Vorshay's. I really like them.
You know, we're getting ready to play that for the first time next month sometime.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is. They have ghosts. I'm just telling you. Okay,
I've heard stories about
I've seen the ghosts.
Me too. I said hi to her. Okay.
I talked to her, but she didn't talk back to me, and I thought that's a little weird. And then I find out lately it was a ghost.
I think the dead don't talk. Is that a thing? Is that true? I don't know.
Well, that's what the mob thinks, anyway.
That was awesome.
She was playing at the back of the building when we were loading equipment, and we've heard many other people say they've seen her too.
Yeah, and I apologize for using strong language in front of their daughter. So I thought it was, and she looks back at me and she says, "Huh?
I don't have a kid."
Yeah, what kid? And I thought,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then a whole other slew of cuss words came out after that.
So let's get a little geeky here, because we, like I said over and over, we have tons of musicians. And one of the things that I do like about your sound, Ben, is just the clarity that you have. One of the things that I don't like about a lot of bands is that the bass is just always so muddy, but yours is never ever muddy. So let's talk gear. What do you run through, and how do you?
Okay, I'm all Fender. I got a Fender Rogue amp, and I've got a 64 P bass, which I love to death. It's my baby. And I really simplify. I just recently started using a chorus pedal just so I'll sound modern once in a while.
Yeah.
And that's the only effect I've used, and that's only been recently. But I find if I play too much, it muddies up and nobody can understand what I'm playing. So I'm always thinking I'm on the bigger treadwheel I've got a guy already playing 100 notes a second already, Billy. So somebody's got to stay at home or the song won't have any balls.
Billy's a gearhead too, though, and he's got great tone. Well, he's got a very versatile tone too, though. He can change like a chameleon, you know.
Dave calls me his trampoline because he says he can go experiment on drum parts, and then he knows that the bass part will always still be right there like a metronome almost, you know.
I think a lot of people don't realize that if you have a muddy bass, then your vocals never sound good. You know, so I think that actually helps the whole band. So.
I think I learned that from playing in a country band for 13 years. That you got to simplify, and then the people come up and tell me they were dancing to the bass, not the drums, and that's a change from old times. It was always the drums they played to, but it's changed.
What about you, Piper? I know you're electric now. What's some of the gear you have? I know you have a Carvin, right?
I do, yeah. You know what? I have a Soto. I'm not a gearhead. I know I play a Carvin. I know it's got the Floyd Rose pickups on it, which is supposed to be a good thing. I think so.
And your Vox amp, of course.
Vox amp.
Vox AC30.
Yeah, she's got the classic AC30.
I got to rely on these guys. I don't know.
I wish I had one. It sounds great.
It does sound good.
Thank you. Yeah,
so
but that was Billy's fault. Yeah, he hooked me up.
Like I said, Billy's a gearhead.
Like, here's what you should be playing, and okay.
Yeah, he went to load in with us, and our drummer gets there first because he takes considerably longer because of all the stuff that he has to set up. So he'll get there an hour before the show and start setting up. Well, Billy was there an hour and a half because he has just as much to set up. So.
Yes, he does.
He used to have this thing called the motherboard.
Enterprise.
Yeah.
The Enterprise
Yeah.
motherboard.
that
That thing
one.
was huge.
And
Wait.
the sounds he got out of that was just crazy.
Oh yeah, his footprint was bigger than the drum set.
Yeah.
This is my gosh.
Yeah.
Piper plays on a carpet. I bet you didn't know that.
I do.
You did?
I have noticed that she carries a real.
I think it's from her in the early days. She played barefoot a lot.
Yeah, I've only seen her play barefoot once, but yeah.
I don't like it anymore.
Why?
She used to.
I don't
like
know. I've changed. I don't. Well, now I think it looks kind of trashy.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you're going to be up on stage asking people to look at you. You should at least put your shoes on.
Yeah.
Put your shoes on.
I know Chris Lager does that. He travels around quite a bit, and I've seen Jack Johnson do that. And,
You know what? I also think, but that's more of like a genre thing too. I mean, with the bluegrass and backwater kind of, I think you can get away with it more.
You got foot switches now too, which you need a shoe for.
All right. Got to have soul to be stomping them pedals.
This girl's got some soul.
So what's next for you guys? Where you headed next?
Hey, on Friday, the 18th, we're playing at Barleycorns in Wichita. This will be our. We've played there several times, but this is the first time in quite a while. I'm excited.
We got a super big show coming up in Arc City at the Burford Theater, which is the state's spent millions of dollars trying to refurbish this place, and it's an absolute beautiful theater now. And
It reminds me of the Orpheum.
When is that?
Very
The
similar.
size and the decadence of it, it's just beautiful.
When are we playing that? That's soon.
Okay, let me line it out. So we got October 18th at Barleycorns. We got the 19th up in Salina at a place called Chuck's Bar.
Chuck's.
Yeah, have you played there?
No, we've seen bands there though. It's pretty good.
Okay, right on. This will be our first time there, so
Yeah.
I'm reconnaissance question there. And then we got the October 24th down in Arc City. Arc City has a big fall festival called Arkalala.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the
Big deal.
town's homecoming. We got a parade and carnival, and
Bigger than Halloween down there.
anyone
really.
who's ever lived there or thought about it comes down and eats all the greasy food,
Nice.
And but we're playing. There's a Thirsty Thursday event during the Arkalala weekend, so we're gonna play at the theater on that one. And we got the Cotillion Sound Group guys, Jim Beebe and Mark Green are gonna come down and do our sound and
Nice.
lights for that show.
Yeah.
So
It should be real professional.
we
yeah.
love
Yeah.
working with pros.
I think they're going to be running sound for us in Hayesville on the 18th too.
Perfect.
So,
Man,
yeah,
they're so good.
Yeah.
I want to tell on us. We do. She has for years. She's had a thing at her house every Thursday called Thirsty Thursday, where we go and we just socialize together. We don't particularly jam or play or anything. We just socialize,
Yeah.
and we've been doing that for years. So when you guys came out with the name at the beginning of the show, I was going, "Oh man, this is our place." I've been doing this for years.
Our people.
So
Yeah.
tell our fans where they can find your music, number one, and how we can get in touch with you if they're going to come see a show.
Right on. We have a brand new EP out. This 6 songs of brand new original music, and that piperlee.com.
And it kicks ass.
Hey, it's on CD Baby and iTunes and Amazon and
All the digital
all
platforms.
that stuff. Yeah, you know, you pay CD Baby and they do it for you. Okay, I like that. Yeah. Otherwise, man, our biggest selling point is our live show. Come see us. Like I say, Barleycorns on the 18th, up in Salina on the 19th, Chuck's Bar, and Arc City on the 24th, the Burford Theater. Our live show is so much fun, and I think we have fun on stage. Like I said, we're back to the pro tip, man. Put the focus on your audience. They're the ones there to have fun.
That's right.
You're at work, and hopefully it can both be fun at the same time. But focus on that audience and get them dancing and having a good time. So yeah.
I got a song ready for our next album that talks about the very problem of you're on stage while everybody else is getting on with life and you're watching it go by.
That's cool.
And the song's called "It Must Be Fun to Be in a Band," and I'm saying, well, sometimes not so much. All the other guys get the girls, and here you're just having to work.
I got a great story of Billy Soto. All right, so we're playing. Remember when the new stadium was just the stadium?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this was at the stadium, and this lady got so intoxicated, she was overserved, and she's coming up, and she started leaning like a V8 commercial over Billy's Enterprise switchboard down there, and he threw out a hand. He's still holding a note over here, and he threw out a hand like Jedi style, and the lady just hung in the air. It was crazy. Like, I mean, just this moment.
Anti-gravity.
Yes. Like she had Michael Jackson shoes. And then he the moment was released and his hand comes up and he went back to the guitar and she face planted so hard it spilled our drummer's drink.
Both of them. He usually has two.
She broke my mic stand. I mean, she hit hard, but from that day forward, we knew Soto had some special skills.
I guess.
Jedi.
He was touched. We were sure of it.
Yeah. I always had a great time jamming with Billy. You know, Billy came out to a couple of our open jams that we used to host, and like I said, he played with us for several months and kind of got to play in our band for a little while. And man, it was just
awesome.
It was an awesome experience.
I've been playing with him a couple of years now, but I still get a kick out of the Eastern voice that he has. It's like,
East Coast.
Oh my gosh, when Jersey gets upset.
Yeah, he's the only East Coast talking guy I know, so it's really funny for me to hear him talk.
Me too.
He and my bass player both from the East Coast, and they would get to jabbering, and it was just I needed captions, you know. It was like
a bunch of knuckleheads. That's it. Yep.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know about our drummer. I don't know. This is on a more serious subject. He'd hurt his arms before, and they told him he'd never be able to drum again. And he was like a Mr. Oklahoma drummer when he was in school. Got all the blue ribbons and everything. And, and he was able to fight back through the pain, and it's still hard on him to play. He plays in pain often.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
He's that dedicated, and when you have that much dedication, it shows to other musicians. Notice.
So is this set now? You guys maxed out with members, or are you thinking adding anything else?
I was thinking some interpretive dancers for sure.
Yeah, I can belly dance.
I think we need a Hammond organ player. You know any Hammond organ players?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. Jeff Corbett.
There you go. I love Hammonds. They make everything sound good.
Yeah. They sure do.
Be your horn player.
Oh, jeez.
I got a fever.
Hard to haul around.
Maybe in the honky tonks.
Honky tonk.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm sorry.
Label this segment.
This is going downhill, folks. Hold on.
We're gonna cut this out.
Blah, 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 blah,
Make it special.
Give this.
Well, make sure you guys go to piperlee.com and check out their website, their upcoming dates. She's on Facebook at facebook.com/piperlee, and that's LEIGH. Yep. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ICT radio. You can always listen to us live at ICT-radio.com. Download us on your favorite podcast app. Go to patreon.com and sign up for one of our levels that you can get a free t-shirt. You can get exclusive access to content. You get the podcast a day early. You also, depending on what level you get on, you can have all kinds of neat stuff from ICT Radio. But the most important thing, and I think Piper and Ben would agree, is go out and go to shows. Go to shows. That does it for me. I'm Glenn. We have Luke in the studio with us.
Thank you, Glenn.
Another
Thank
great
you, Piper.
Thirsty Thursday.
Thank you.
Come on, guys. This was painless. Come and talk to these guys. It's fun.
Everybody all together.
Go
to shows. We love
Live
you.
music.
That's it for us. Thanks, guys.
Mwah.
Recorded live at Red Cat Recording, Peck, Kansas. Hosted by Glenn Shipman. Check out redcatrecording.com. Adios.
All right. Thank you to Glenn and Luke, as always, and Piper Lee for sitting down with us. Man, that chick has one of my favorite voices.
Right.
That raspy Janis Joplin.
Yeah, I was going to say Janis Joplin, yeah.
She's super fun to, well, I haven't got to catch a show in a while, but.
I've seen her a couple times. She's great.
Yeah, I always have a good time at her shows.
She's been doing it for a long time.
So we want to thank our sponsors, Love Yourself Health Coaching, which you might have noticed if you pay attention. that she was not on here this week, but she will be back next week for the end of our Sober October. And anyway, she is a health coach that provides the right system and support, accountability to change your health and your body for good, which she's been doing a pretty good job of keeping us accountable and
Oh yeah, we're kicking ass.
and healthy and all that good stuff. So Love Yourself Health Coaching. Go to www.loveyourselfhealthcoaching.com, or you can find her on Facebook.
Yeah.
So yeah, get a hold of her if you're thinking about trying to change anything. If you want to start losing weight, diet, just anything, get a hold of her, and she can help you out. She's done worlds of good for us.
Yep, we're kicking ass, man. At least I think we are.
I think we are too.
Yeah, you can hit her up at loveyourselfhealthcoach@gmail.com as well if you have any questions. I don't have her number handy, so contact her there. But I'm sure next week she'll tell you her phone number, if you want to give her a call. She's great at what she does.
Yeah, but we're listening back to
our last podcast.
Last ones, yep, she has it on there. We were ill prepared.
Right.
Didn't have her phone number, but yep.
Derek, this is also brought to you by the Udall Fall Festival. We're in the time of the year where fall festivals are happening everywhere. They're always a blast. There's always tons to do at these fall festivals. And really, though, a lot of them are like before now and then like this week. So this is an opportunity to go to yet another fall festival on October 26th. Udall is very close to here. If you're not familiar with it, you kind of just go down K15 and you kind of run into it.
Yeah. We played there last year, and man, it was fun. It was a good time. It was a cool, just small town little fall festival that has a lot of stuff to do, and everybody was super friendly. And
right.
Yeah, it was a good getaway.
Some things to look forward to if you do feel like going to this. They have a carnival for the kids. That is Friday and Saturday from 6 to 10. They have wristbands for that. They have breakfast in the park on Saturday, softball tournament, a car show. So if you're a gearhead, they'll have a pretty sweet car show going on Saturday from 8 to 1. There's a craft show, turtle races. There's a parade. There's a street dance and beer garden from 7:30 to 10:30 on Main Street. There is park entertainment, kind of like what we did last year. There's at the amphitheater, there's a pet show. There's a pie eating contest. Justin Brown, who's been on our podcast before, is playing there with, it says local showcase, so I assume there's another artist probably, but that's from 2 to 4:30. And there's a demo derby, barbecue, and beer garden. That sounds fucking awesome. I'm just going to put that out there. People smashing shit, beer, and barbecue.
Can't get no better.
That's at 2 p.m. at the Demo Derby Arena. You're near the Udall Cemetery. There's a cakewalk. But if you have any questions, call or email udallfallfest@wheatstate.com.
All right, man.
It's been a fun one, Derek.
One more week of Sober October after this.
Do we? Only 1 week?
That'll be 2. By the time we get to next episode.
Let's see, we got,
right?
Well, we got, 2 weeks. Yeah.
So,
two weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks and we're done, man. Woo.
So we're there. I will tell you one thing. I put something on our Thirsty Thursday podcast the other day because you brought something up about one of our friends who's been sober for like 13 years and how the hell does he do that? But I put something on there too about just anybody going through not doing it for the Sober October challenge, just to sober up, to clean their lives up, do all that. That's awesome because I don't understand. I don't know how people do it really willingly. I mean, it's tough, and you really, really have to want to. I mean, you noticed last week we were like, man, like we were just about to fight each other in order to just drink a beer, like,
Right.
So it's no joke, man. Sobriety and even just bettering yourself as well.
It's tough, but well worth it.
It is. I mean, I feel a billion times better. And if we if we encourage one person to do it, then I'll feel good about it.
I think we probably did, but there's a lot of people out there that are like, sober October, that doesn't sound fun, you know?
Yeah, and I understand that, and it is not fun. But I think it's kind of opened my eyes a little bit more to more than just doing the challenge thing. And if you listen to Rogan and the guys that he's doing with this week or this month, they're they're doing a thing where they're going out and taking classes and doing all this different stuff, and they're loving it, so that whole thing is like it changes you a little bit. You go out and just kind of opens your eyes to different shit. They've done this shit for years, but this is the first time we've done it. So, I mean, it's opened our eyes to just being sober for this long.
I'm probably going to continue eating better, it feels good.
Yeah. And that's the thing is you realize once you start doing this shit, you realize that it's not actually that hard to just eat a little bit better, and you start paying attention to shit you can and can't have. And I told you earlier, I had a lemonade and potato salad and a piece of fucking toast, and I felt like an asshole. God, it's terrible, but felt like I was wolfing down a double cheese or something. But
right.
No, it's
now I think I'll continue doing something very similar to what we're already kind of doing, but I am going to reintegrate beer and and every once in a while I am going to enjoy a cheeseburger or something like that, and I'm not going to feel bad about it because it's more about holding yourself accountable in the long run.
Right.
What's your goal? And I think doing this, we've seen actual results so far already, and that outweighs eating a cheeseburger every couple days or eating crappy all the time. Like I just feel it's more important to focus more on eating better than just that alone will have an impact, and moderating those kind of crappy meal days or whatever, just kind of make those less frequent, and I think you'll continue to see good results.
Yeah, so absolutely, man. If anybody out there is going through or have gone through sobriety or major life changes, for the better, then shit, hit us up and tell us about it, because I'm starting to get into that stuff now. Like, I like hearing about that and seeing people fix themselves no matter what you're addicted to, whether it's food or drugs, booze, whatever. Because I see how hard it is to make that change. And yeah.
How do you feel not having caffeine, Derek?
Man, it's actually not too bad if you're eating right, if you're eating clean. I'm taking like B12 vitamins.
That helps.
And some fish oil.
I need to start doing that. I haven't done that yet, but I have that stuff at my house. I need to just start taking them.
Oh yeah, dude.
Forgot all about it.
I feel way better just taking the vitamins. Like in the morning, I'll eat banana, an apple. Fucking chug down a mineral water, and man, I feel good. Like as before, I was kind of bogged down and shitty feeling.
Yeah, it makes you feel bad all the time, doesn't it? Just by your diet, like it makes you feel a certain way.
That's exactly what it was, man. Was the just the diet.
Yeah, I've noticed you haven't been in a bad mood in a while.
I haven't been. That's another thing I fucking realized is getting out and walking more, and not eating shitty and all that.
Just releasing stress and release all that stress out on a walk or something.
My anxiety. Well, I feel that because before I'd go drink, go and watch a football game, my buddies, and drink beer and shit, and I wouldn't get a certain amount of stuff done, or I wouldn't get this done. So I had to pile it all into, it all fucking falls into, I start getting anxious and pissed off. And I think,
like you got too much to do. Now, do you feel like you have a little more free time that you feel like, you know what I mean? All that time all that time you go walking, that's time you would normally not be doing that. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's exactly it, dude. And I feel like I've prioritized a lot more shit too. You know, like in the morning, man. It's just ritual now. Like I get up, get around, you know, eat vitamins, head to work, get off of work, take care of some errands, do whatever, go walk, make dinner, try to get in bed at a decent time, and it's all becoming a ritual now. It's all, trying to make all that work, and I haven't. You're right. I haven't fucking lost my temper in a while. So.
No, you've been all happy and.
See, you guys out there listening, you guys don't get the shitty medicine. You guys get the happy-go-lucky medicine. Eric's usually the one he's the lightning rod for the. Fuck! Like, God damn it, dude! Just fly.
I'm like, God damn, medicine.
Just do what I fucking say.
I'm like, okay.
Now that happens every once in a while. I don't happen that much, does it?
No, I think it's about once a month.
Yeah,
but it hasn't happened in a while, so I'm wondering.
Like I said, man, I just got a new dog, man, and he's still pretty young. I mean, he's around a year old, something like that. That dog shits on my floor every morning, every night when I get home from work. Crap, dude. Normally, I would probably have punted this dog to the neighbors already, but I haven't. Just clean it up, yell at him, and go along with my business. And yeah, so I think diet definitely has something to do with mood and anxiety and all that.
Yeah, so. I think we're both gonna take pieces of this and kind of run with it after.
Well, that and the fresh air has to help too. It's really nice weather outside, so being able to get out and go walk and just get some fucking fresh air and clear your mind for 20, 30 minutes, 45, hour long, So
I do like competing against you.
Yeah, I don't even know where we're at.
I don't know. I usually get, like you talking about a ritual. I usually get up in the morning about 5:30. I'll go walk. Like where you would walk in the evening, I walk in the morning, and I find I'm more ready for the day when I do that. I get a lot of it out of the way, and it gives me time to actually eat breakfast in the morning when normally before I would never eat breakfast. So
right, it's
all those things combined. I feel way better, and I think I'm going to keep doing that even after October here.
Yeah, I'm sure I will too, just because of the drastic difference. You don't realize it, man, when you're young. When you had all that energy and shit and you would do that, you probably didn't notice the difference as much. Whereas now, you kind of get out of that. You get out of that from being young. Now, you're in your early 30s, mid 30s. And, like you start getting back into it and you notice how much the mood changes and how much more energy you got and all that.
I'm not gonna lie, it's tough at first. Even just walking every day, like that gets like you get sore. Your legs start hurting. I remember the first week, my legs, I thought they were gonna fucking crumble. Dude.
I've been all right up until this week, and then my fucking calves, dude, are just burning.
Do some stretches. Do some stretches.
I haven't been walking as much lately, and still burning, but yeah, man, I'm happy. I'm definitely probably gonna keep doing it.
Yeah,
I should.
Me too, but I am gonna drink beer. That's not gonna not happen. Speaking of, I actually have some behind me fermenting, getting ready for me. So
yeah, I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've taken up enough time for these kind people, so I guess we'll throw them a song and let them go for a week.
So I think we're gonna play
Rivalries Aside.
Yep, their new song.
Out. Yeah, this is off. They're working on finishing a new album, so be on the lookout for that. And this dude, I love this song, man. These guys keep getting better and better. So they looks like they don't have another show. They got one show left for the year on November 3rd at the Elbow Room. So
go see it.
Go check them out, dude. Yeah, they're fucking phenomenal. They're fucking fun to watch. So anyway, here's Rivalries Aside and Down and Out. Peace. Later.